In today's video, let's talk about 3 things that you can do every day to improve your English. There are so many different ways that you can study English. Should you learn vocabulary, read a book, or practice listening? Maybe you are learning, but you aren't seeing the progress that you want. It's okay, everyone has their own pace of learning. So, are you ready to find out the 3 things that you can do every day to improve your English? If so, then let's get into it. The first thing that you need to do is learn a new word, phrase, or idiom. This is probably nothing new for you, but the next thing that you do is going to be important. You can learn a new word from a blog, video, conversation, or an English book. Something that you really should try to do if possible is make sure that you learn that word from a natural sounding English language source. The way that real people speak is going to be different from the way that you learn things in a textbook. Many things I learned were in a textbook when I first got to Japan because I didn't know anything about Japanese. Once I finally had the chance to speak to real people though, I quickly realized that the way that people speak in real life is very different from what you hear in a textbook. Of course, it's a great way for you to learn the basics and give yourself a good start, but you also need to listen to as much natural English as possible to learn from. The more natural English that you learn, the more you're going to be able to actually use native expressions that real English speakers would use. It's important to know the basics, of course, but by going one step further and listening to as much natural English as possible, you will improve your English and find yourself being able to use more natural sounding English in your own conversations. Once you have a new word, phrase, or idiom down, the next thing that you need to do is share it with someone else. The more people that you can share it with, the better. And by sharing what you learn with someone else, you'll remember it better. Usually we share things with others that we really want them to know. So if you find that it's something that is interesting for you, make sure you go ahead and share it. The most important thing here is not to be a perfect teacher. You just want to make sure that you are being a teacher for someone. If you are able to explain something to someone else, it means that you really understand it. Tell someone in your own words what you learned, and this is going to help you with your English. By sharing the word as many times as you can, you're also going to make that word a part of you. And just like in your native language, you really want to make sure that English is going to be second nature for you. If you can share something that you learn with another person, it's going to stick with you easier. So how about you get out there and become the teacher? Maybe it will be a friend or family member, or maybe you will just share it online with someone else that you think it will help. However you do it, just make sure that you teach it to someone so that you can really learn it. After learning a new word or phrase and then sharing it with someone, you need to write it down and keep it somewhere so that you can remember the word later. You can put it in a notebook or a note-taking app. Don't just write it down. Make sure that you know where you learned it, why you learned it, and how to use it. You want to be able to trigger your memory when you look at that new word or phrase. I've been keeping things in Google Keep lately so that when I look at a phrase or a sentence from a book that I was reading, I can go straight to the page and remember why I wanted to keep this phrase or idea. But good old-fashioned pen and paper and just jotting something down in a notebook works just as well. When you go back later, you might be able to understand the definition, but you want to be able to connect the word to a situation. I have a lot of students that have large notebooks with lots of information filled with words and definitions, but when it comes to recalling the word, they may go back to their notebooks, see a word, but have forgotten what situation they used that word in. It's almost like they're learning the word all over again. You want to create a connection with words and situations so that we can actually use the words or phrases in similar situations when we need them. Have you ever had something like this happen to you? You learn a word, write it down, and then you don't use it again for a while, so that when it pops up again, you write it down once more like you never learned that word at all. I really hope that these 3 daily habits are going to help you improve your English. If you got any good benefit out of this video, I hope that you would share this with someone else that you think it would help. And if you're interested in learning any more English with me, how about check out this video that's popping up on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in another video. See you.